kind of put together Haven Hills Auto Club as a collection of my own junk. I built the YARD ART ROADSTER as just a challenge to build something cheap, affordable, and quick, so that I had something to drive, because I was building all my cars. I had nothing to really drive that was of that era, so I put together the YARD ART ROADSTER, so it was, you know, I could have some fun. And I could go hang out at the shows. I was looking for something to put in the yard. Found the body at the swap meet over at Gilmore Car Museum. It was affordable, and I brought it home. I posted it on the H.A.M. Hey, what do you guys think about this? And they roasted me saying I can't plant flowers in that car. So I started looking at the parts I had, and I was like, I think I could put this together cheap, and with most of the spare axles, spare steering column. I had an engine out of a 1950 F2 laying around, and it just kind of came together, and it was actually a really natural build as far as how it went together. When I look at it, I kind of see if I had a barn find car, that's what it would look like. It's rough, it's not supposed to be pretty. You know, I see the nostalgia when I look at the car, because it was really supposed to represent kind of the early 50s and maybe a little bit sooner, but I didn't want to build a rat rod. I wanted to build something that was, you know, what a kid could have built, you know, in the late 50s out of a junkyard. You know what I mean? Just something cheap and fun. And yeah, so when I look at the car, it's just the nostalgia and the look, and it kind of takes you back to that era. Well, a lot of people think that it's a barn find car, or I get rat rod a lot. You know, I'm not offended by it. It is a rough looking car. Favorite part about the build of the car would be just the fabrication. I didn't want to go too wild with it, but I wanted to weld, I wanted to cut, I wanted to build something. Modifying the Model A cross member, I didn't see a lot of guys do that. I see a lot of guys hang brackets off of it or completely chop it out, you know, and use it more of a brace. I wanted to hang the transmission and the pedals off of a Model A cross member. I felt that it could be done. And I'm not saying nobody's done it. I think the way that I did it, it still looks like it could have been a stock part. I mean, if it was finished out, it would actually look pretty killer. I like the dash. I wanted something simple, a little bit of curve, and I wanted aluminum in the car, because I wanted just those touches of maybe a little bit of military, a little bit of airplane, but I didn't really want to say it. And so having some aluminum, it kind of goes back to maybe the Dry Lakes era a little bit. And it's kind of dorky about the crossmember, but that was the fun parts of the fabrication, building that type of stuff. I guess some of the other things that people say when they see the car is, does it drive? You know, where did you find it from? How fast does it go? You know, is that a Chrysler engine? I get that a lot actually, because people I guess aren't used to seeing the flathead Ford straight sixes, which is another neat thing about putting the car together, was I was able to use pretty much all Ford. Other than I think the mirror is a Chevy mirror, you know, the mirror bracket, but everything pretty much is Ford throughout the whole car, so that's kind of fun. The whole point after I figured out I was going to build the car was to try and put it together in 45 days for around 4,500 bucks. And so I set a goal from July 4th to Relics Riot to build the car, to show up there with something kind of fresh, something different. I didn't make it because there was mechanical problems with the rear axle the night of, before the show. After I kind of took a break from it, I lit another fire under myself and we got it to Autorama, and that was really cool. Like taking something to Autorama and hanging out with those guys and kind of just being a part of it, see how it works. I mean, I recommend anybody try and take something there, you know, build something, get something running, and take it to Autorama, because it's a lot of fun. And I kind of felt I had the worst car at Autorama, probably ever, maybe, I don't know. But it was still a lot of fun, and to see the people's reactions, and even get to meet people that are on the H.A.M.B, and they would come up and say, we watched the build and it was really cool, and that it was really neat, you know, to do that type of stuff and participate in it. Yeah, talk to those guys, see the other cars, and not just be a spectator. You just gotta go out there and do it, you know, you just gotta make that one cut. You gotta lay down that one weld. Don't try and say, I have to rebuild a motor from scratch. I mean, find something that runs, you know, get it running and moving, you know, and take it around the yard, and then take it up and down the street, and then drive it to the hardware store. Build something that you like, you know, and don't worry about what other people are gonna think about it.